How's it going, everybody? TSOL19 here with a special announcements video again here on SoulyGaming. Guys, this one is concerning the 4th installment of the Skylander series, which has just been announced yesterday as Skylanders Trap-Team. Alright? And I know I'm excited about this game, but I know that my son and probably some of your kids are more pumped about this game than anything else. Alright? So in this video, I'm going to give you a quick summary of what I found out, what I know, and maybe what we can expect from the new Skylander game. Alright, so first, here we go. Story wise, the story is going to be that Chaos has freed the villains from the Skyland prison called Cloudcracker Prison. Alright, and while freeing all of these villains, he has sent the TrapMasters and TrapTeam Crystals to Earth, like he did in the Skylander game in the beginning. Alright, so supposedly that is the story, that is what's going to happen, and I'm guessing it's our jobs as Skylander portal masters to catch all of these villains and stop Chaos and whatever his evil plan is to take over Skylands. Alright, so now let's get into some things that may upset some parents. Alright, now, we just got done buying a year ago, Skylanders Swap Force, and you had to get a new portal. Well, sorry to tell you guys again, you have to buy a new portal. This is the new portal. This portal is called the TrapTeam portal. Alright, now there's reasons why you cannot use your old portals. Alright, and the one major reason is, as you can see, this portal does not look anything like the other ones. Alright, but there are significant changes to this, and it gives a good reason. Alright, now you see the little stone that's sticking up out of that little, what looks to be a little stone prison, that is an element crystal. Alright, that plays a major role in this game that I'll explain later. Alright, and then you can see the little gate attached to the prison. That plays an important part too, because inside that little prison, underneath that gate, is an actual audio speaker. Alright, so that are the two big changes to the portal, as you can see, compared to the other 3 portals that are pretty much look the same. Alright, so now let's get into new Skylanders. Alright, supposedly there are supposed to be over 50 new Skylanders where you are able to buy. Over 50 new Skylanders that you'll be able to buy. I think I heard that right. Alright, you're gonna have of course your standard Skylanders, core Skylanders. You'll have, you'll probably get 2 new ones, and then you'll probably get 1 variant of another one, and then you'll probably get another couple light core ones and stuff like that. Alright, okay, but now, as you can see right here, this guy that's sitting on this portal, he is the new Skylander. You could call him like what the giant Skylanders would be the giants, and what the swappable ones would be the Swap Force. This guy right here is a TrapMaster. Alright, now you will need these guys because they are needed to unlock hidden TrapTeam shards, and they are the only ones that can enter TrapTeam zones. They're kind of like the zones in Swap Force, where you had to have the certain character with the element to do it. So these guys are a little bit different too. They're a little bit taller than the core Skylanders, but not as big as the giants. So they're probably around the same size as the swappable ones. Alright, but you will need these characters to complete some of the zones inside the game. Alright, now along with the 50 plus characters, new Skylanders that are able to buy retail wise, you're gonna have over 40 Skylander villains that will also be playable characters. Alright, and I'll go into more detail about that, but let's go into real quick about these crystals. Alright, so here you go, the TrapTeam Crystals. Alright, these are crystals that are used to trap the villains after you've beat them. Alright, now as you can see right here, we have, of course, the water element crystal, and you have a life element crystal. Now, from my understanding, there is going to be different variants of all crystals. All right. So these are just the two that they show off. All right. Now, again, like I said, you will need these crystals to capture and trap the villains after you defeat them in the game. All right. Now, let's talk about these villains real quick and how these crystals come into play. All right. So, like I said, when you defeat a villain, you insert the crystal into the portal where I showed you in the other clip, and the crystal pulls the villain out of the game. It actually pulls the villain out of the game. Once captured, the villain becomes a good guy. All right. Now, let me back up real quick. When I say pulls it out of the game, you know that little speaker right there that I was telling you that looks like a prison? It traps them inside the crystal, and you can actually hear the villain talk through that speaker. All right. So once you've captured the villain, he kind of becomes a good guy. Then you can summon the villain to fight on your side as a new playable character. All right. Then you can call on him and summon him whenever you need to, just by having, of course, that element crystal inside that prison. Now, there is one thing that you will do. You will notice that some of these villains have elements, and you will need that element crystal to capture that villain. All right. So that's a quick summary of the crystals and how they work with the villains. All right. Now let's get into the new Skylanders real quick. All right. All right. So here we go. This first Skylander right here, his name is Snapshot. Of course, again, he is a TrapMaster. All right. TrapMasters, let me just say this because I forgot to mention this earlier. TrapMasters, you can tell the difference between a TrapMaster and a core Skylander, because the core ones, again, will be just a tad bit smaller than the other ones. But the TrapMasters will have these crystal-like weapons that you see here. Those will be your TrapMasters, all right? And it has not been said whether or not these guys will cost $14, $15 like the swappable ones and the giants, or they'll cost $9.99, $10 like the core ones. I'm expecting these guys to cost the $15. All right, that's what I'm just expecting. All right. Well, anyways, back to this. Here we are with Snapshot. All right. Again, he is a trap master, and as you can tell by his feet, he is a water element. All right. To me, he looks like an alligator-like creature, and as you can see, with his crystallized TrapTeam weapon is a giant sword and a bow, which I think from what I've read can be used as both, as a bow and arrow and a sword. All right. Then we have Wallop. All right. This guy, to me, is a beast. It looks like a beast in armor. All right. And he has two giant hammers, again, that are TrapTeam weapons because he is a trap master. And by looking at the bottom of his feet, you can tell that he is an earth element. All right. And there's one other thing. If you can tell by the bottom of that base, the original Skylanders were green. The giant Skylanders were orange. The swappable characters were like a bright blue color. And it looks like for TrapTeam, it's going to be red. All right. So that's how you can tell which ones belong to which game. All right. So anyways, there you go with Wallop. All right. Now, there was one Trap Master that they didn't show figure-wise, and his name was Wildfire. To me, he was like a golden lion-like creature that had a giant shield that was his TrapTeam weapon. All right. Okay. So those are your Trap Masters. All right. And again, most likely they're going to cost about $15. That's what I'm guessing. Now let's go to the new core standard Skylanders that they showed off, which this one being Food Fight. All right. Again, he's a new Skylander, a new standard Skylander, which is going to be the regular core $10 Skylander. And by looking at his feet and his little thing, he's a life element. All right. This guy to me looks like a little like vegetable looking creature. And as you can tell, he's got like a tomato cannon. He's just going to shoot tomatoes at you. All right. And there was another one, Chopper. He's a new standard Skylander as well. It looked like a little baby T-Rex that had like a little flying helicopter thing that he flew, and he shot rockets and stuff. But again, they didn't show like the actual figure of it, so I just didn't feel like adding it in here. All right. So those are your new Skylanders that will be able to buy retail wise. All right. Now there were some, like I said, villains that aren't going to be for sale retail wise, but will be able to trap, capture, and play as inside the game when you do it. All right. And the first one was I remember seeing was a choppy mage. And now if you remember playing the level pack for Swap Force, he looks somewhat like the sheep mage, but he's a choppy mage. All right. And then there's through the what was that? It was the commercial or the television ad that they ran. His name was Wolfgang, and he was like a rock and roll wolf that had like a bone like guitar and stuff. And he'll be one of the villains that will be a playable character. Then they showed inside that clip was, I think his name was Shredknot. Yeah, Shredknot. I think that's what they said his name was, Shredknot. And he was like a oh no, you know what? They didn't say that. No. Shredknot was in that video, was in another video, but it's like a chainsaw like tank that was driven by two trolls. That's what it was. All right. So those are all the villains that I know of so far and that they showed off. But again, they said there's supposed to be over 40 plus new villains that you can play as, and then there's like 50 plus Skylanders that they're supposed to be announcing. And as soon as they announce them, I will give y'all the heads up here on SoulyGaming. So please check back as soon as every once in a while, and as soon as it all comes out, I will let y'all know what's going on. All right. Now, I know some of y'all may have some questions, and I have some answers. All right. Now, of course, the most common question is going to be, will my portal work with the other one? Again, like I said, no. You have to go out and buy a new starter pack. Yes, I know as a parent it sucks, but it's not that bad. All right. Just think about it. Like I've spent money on collector's edition so much that it's like buying a collector's edition. That's all you have to look at it as a parent. You're just looking at it as a collector's edition. That's what you're buying. All right. Now, so again, you will need a new portal. You will need to buy the starter pack. You cannot use your old portals. All right. And you cannot use the new Skylanders in old Skylander games, just like you can't use Swap Force Skylanders in Giants, and you can't use the Giants in Spyro's Adventures. Just the same thing recurring. But you can use all your old Skylanders in the new one. All right. So with that being said, will my old Skylanders work in TrapTeam? Yes, your old Skylanders from Spyro's Adventures, Giants, and Swap Force can all be used in TrapTeam. All right. Got that one out of the way. So for all those parents that are like me that have I have every Skylander. Not every variant of them, but I have at least one of every Skylander. Yes, all your Skylanders will work in the new game. All right. Now, one thing that some of y'all are maybe wondering is about those elements. How many elements will I need to play as all of the villains? Now, those element crystals, you will need to buy at least 8 crystals. Okay? One for every element. I think there's 8. Yeah, there's 8 elements. Magic, fire, water, wind, earth, magic, life, and what am I missing? Nah, I forgot. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I just know you're gonna need 8 of them. Which in the starter pack, you get 2 of them right off the bat. So you're only gonna need to go buy 6. All right. Now the next thing you're probably wondering is, will you need over 40 crystal elements to trap all 40 villains? And the answer is no. Once you trap the villain, he is trapped inside the crystal. All right, and you can play as him, or you can lock him in the prison by accessing a hub that they're going to have, and you can go into that hub and swap out the villains for that element. All right, so you're only going to need 8 elements. Now, you're only going to need 8 element crystals. Now, will there be different variants of the element crystals? From what I saw, yes, there'll be different element variants of element crystals which you will need to buy. But if you're one of those parents that are just trying to get by with the least amount of stuff, you'll need just 1 for every element. So just 8 crystals, which 2 of them you'll get right off the bat. So you'll only actually need to buy 6. All right. Now, to get into what you get in there. What comes in the starter box? Alright, so what comes in the starter pack box is one TrapTeam portal, which I just showed you. You get one TrapMaster. Alright, which will be, I believe, let me look. Yeah, it's Snapshot. You get Snapshot, okay? You get one new standard Skylander, which is going to be Food Fight. And then you get 2 element crystals. You get the life and the water one that I showed you, alright? And of course, you get the game to go along with whatever system you buy it on. Alright, and now, to finish it off, you may be wondering, release date-wise, when is it being released? Now, knowing that it's a kid-based game, they are releasing this on the weekend. But it's just weird because they're not releasing it on a Saturday. They're releasing it Sunday, October 5th, 2014. Alright, so Sunday, October 5th, 2014, reserve it. Wait, make sure you make your kids behave and have them ready to go, because this game, and I've already looked it up at GameStop, they already have it ready for pre-order on the website for $74.99. There is no collector's edition announced at this point, but right now it is for sale, pre-order at $74.99, and of course it's going to be released on all major consoles, from the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and of course the Wii U. And then also there will be, of course, the second game for the Nintendo 3DS. But if you're one of those that has a 2DS and a 3DS, you'll be able to get that as well. Alright, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's giving you all the information that you need. And again, guys, please come back for more Skylander Trap-Team news and updates here on SoulyGaming here in the near future. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Again, I'm TSOL19. You have been watching SoulyGaming.